you mentioned earlier, depression and, you know, there's many comedians struggle with it. Is it something that,
Yeah.
that you've dealt with? And do you find that that stand up in comedy and writing helps it?
So my father suffers from chemical depression. And so my childhood was really rough. And back then, you know, there wasn't a lot of research about it. It was just deal with it. And most people became alcoholics because that was something to balance you out from being really angry and then not having that feeling. And then, you know, it was almost like bipolar, but he was diagnosed with chemical depression. So I think when you grow up with that, not only are you biologically, you can have depression because of that, but I think that it's an example. And so you go in my head, I was like, oh, if there's not a major problem right now, then something's wrong. I should create a problem that I can be upset about so that then I'll feel normal. Because if no one's fighting right now, this isn't normal. I should create some drama and then be upset and then be depressed. And then, you know, it's like but I think through a lot of therapy and just self-realization and reading books and I don't think that people understand how much control we have with our own mind. Like that we choose what we focus on evokes that sort of emotion. And so that's why I think comedy is an outlet, because if I'm really upset about how someone treated me when I was wearing a mask at the store, instead of working it up in my body as like all this anger and holding it in, I talk about it and I make it funny and relatable because trust me, other people have experienced it. So then it becomes like, hey, we can all just kind of decompress because we've all been through this and look, it's not that bad. Or here's how we can laugh about it or heal from it. Comedy is just, it's such a powerful outlet for depression. That's why so many of us do it. I think we're like, well, it's either this or slit my wrist. So I guess I'll tell a dick joke.
You could ask so many people, why did you get into comedy? And they're like, to save my life. You know,
Yep.
It really is. You don't even realize until you're actually doing it. And it's not just you. Like you said, it's those connections that you make, which I've seen you perform so many times. And when you say connections, I picture you on stage and the people not only laughing, but going like this.
Yeah.
Right? They're
Yeah.
agreeing with you and they feel you. And that's why they wait to talk to you after the show, because they want to tell you how you connected with them.